In a small village nestled between rolling hills, there was a gentle, peaceful night, where the sky was dotted with stars and the air carried the sweet scent of wildflowers. Every night, as the village slept, a soft breeze would whisper through the trees, carrying tales of a magical place that no one had ever seen, but everyone had heard of, the Enchanted Forest. Lena, a young girl with eyes as wide as the sky and a heart full of wonder, had always dreamed of visiting this place. The stories were told by the elder villagers, whose voices would lower in reverence when the Enchanted Forest was mentioned. They spoke of a tree, no ordinary tree, but the Whispering Tree, a being so ancient and wise that it could speak to the hearts of those who ventured close enough. Lena would often lie in bed, the soft moonlight casting gentle shadows across her room, and imagine what the forest might look like. She imagined tall trees that touched the sky, their leaves shimmering with a silvery glow. She imagined the gentle rustling of the leaves, like soft voices speaking in a language only the heart could understand. One night, as she closed her eyes, something peculiar happened. A soft, almost imperceptible voice whispered her name. Lena. Her heart fluttered as she looked around, half expecting to see someone at her window, but there was no one. The room was as still as the night itself, yet she heard it again. Lena, come to the forest. Come and find me. Lena sat up in her bed, her breath quickening. Was this a dream? Was it her imagination? Or was it something more? The voice was soft, inviting, and filled with warmth. Without thinking, she pulled the covers off and padded to the window, gazing out into the moonlit night. There, in the distance, she could see the outline of the Enchanted Forest. It was as if the forest was calling her. The next morning, Lena woke with the sun shining softly through her window, but the memory of the voice remained with her. She could feel it in her chest, like a soft pull, urging her to go. It was then that she made up her mind. Today, she would find the Enchanted Forest. She would follow the whispers. With her heart beating with anticipation, the massive trunk was twisted and gnarled, its bark dark and smooth, as though it had been touched by time itself. Above, its branches stretched out in an intricate web, catching the light in a way that made the leaves shimmer with a soft golden hue. The tree seemed to glow, even in the dimming light of the forest. Lena's breath caught in her throat as she stepped closer, the air around her thick with magic. The leaves above rustled, as though in greeting. She could almost hear the trees whisper, gentle and soothing. "Welcome, Lena," the voice said softly, the words flowing like a melody in her mind. "I have been waiting for you." Her heart swelled with emotion as she gazed up at the tree. She had found it, the Whispering Tree, the one that could speak to her heart. And with that, Lena stepped closer, ready to listen to the stories it had to share. Lena stood before the Whispering Tree, her heart racing with anticipation. The air around her felt alive, humming with an energy she had never felt before. The tree, ancient and wise, seemed to recognize her presence, as if it had been waiting for her all along. "Come closer, dear one," the tree whispered, its voice warm and soothing like a lullaby carried on the breeze. "Do not be afraid. I have much to share with you." Lena, filled with a sense of wonder and trust, took a cautious step forward. She felt the ground beneath her soft with moss, and the air grew even more fragrant with the sweet scent of flowers, as though the entire forest was breathing with her. As she reached the base of the tree, she noticed a hollow in the trunk, soft and inviting. It was not a dark, foreboding hollow, but one that seemed to beckon her, like a secret place waiting to be discovered. Lena knelt down, her fingers brushing against the smooth bark, and peered inside. To her surprise, the hollow shimmered, faintly glowing with a silvery light. She could see faint images dancing within it, pictures of places she'd never seen, and yet somehow felt familiar. There were rolling hills, sparkling rivers, and creatures she had only imagined in her dreams. In the distance, there was a castle made of crystal, glowing under the soft light of a moon that seemed both close and far away. "These are the dreams of the forest," the tree said, its voice gentle. "The dreams that have lived within me for centuries. I carry them, just as you carry your own dreams in your heart." Lena's eyes widened as she gazed at the swirling images. "Are these the forest dreams?" she asked, her voice barely above a whisper.
"Yes," the tree replied, "but they are more than that. They are the memories of this world, of the magic that has always lived within it, and they are waiting for you to uncover their secrets." Lena felt a thrill of excitement. The forest was filled with secrets, and the tree held the key to unlocking them. She reached out, her hand trembling slightly as she touched the glowing hollow. The moment her fingers made contact, the images began to shift and change, as though the dreams themselves were waking up. A soft wind swept through the forest, rustling the leaves of the tree above her. Suddenly a soft light bloomed from the hollow, enveloping Lena in a warm golden glow. She gasped as the light wrapped around her like a blanket, filling her with a sense of peace and belonging. The whispers of the tree grew louder, as though the forest itself was speaking directly to her heart. "Lena," the tree whispered, "the magic of this forest is not just in the air, but in you. You are part of this world. The dreams you carry are just as important as the ones we hold here." Lena closed her eyes, allowing the warmth of the tree's words to wash over her. She could feel the magic pulsing through the very ground beneath her. Through the air she breathed. The soft, soothing whispers of the tree seemed to speak directly to her soul, and she understood in that quiet, magical moment that the forest had chosen her. "You must now embark on a journey," the tree continued, its voice now filled with a quiet urgency. "There are places within this forest that hold the answers to questions you have not yet thought to ask. The dreams of the forest are calling to you, but to truly understand them, you must go deeper, into the heart of the Enchanted Forest, where the oldest magic lives." Lena felt a flutter of excitement in her chest. A journey? The forest was vast and full of wonder, and now it seemed it was ready to share its secrets with her. "I will go," Lena said softly, her voice steady with determination. "I want to know the secrets of the forest. I want to learn." The tree's branches rustled in approval, and a single leaf, glowing faintly with the same golden light, drifted down gently to rest in Lena's hand. She looked at it, mesmerized by its soft glow. "This leaf," the tree explained, "will guide you when you are lost. It is a symbol of your connection to the forest. Keep it close, and it will show you the way when you need it most." Lena held the leaf carefully, feeling its warmth against her skin. It was soft and delicate, like a living thing, and she could sense the magic within it. With a final gentle rustle of its leaves, the whispering tree fell silent, as though it had shared all it could for now. Lena stood up, clutching the glowing leaf in her hand, and took a deep breath. The forest stretched before her, mysterious and inviting. She was no longer just a visitor, she was part of this world, and the adventure was only just beginning. "Go, Lena," the tree whispered one last time, its voice fading like the wind. "Go and discover the magic that lies waiting within you." With the forest alive around her, Lena began to walk deeper into the Enchanted Forest, her heart full of wonder and her mind filled with questions. What secrets would she uncover? What dreams would she discover along the way? Only the forest knew. And so, with the leaf glowing softly in her hand, Lena ventured into the depths of the magical forest, ready to embrace the journey ahead.
Lena walked deeper into the heart of the Enchanted Forest, the soft glow of the leaf lighting her way. The air around her was thick with the scent of pine and earth, and the forest seemed to whisper and hum in response to her every step. The trees towered above her, their branches swaying gently in the breeze as though they, too, were alive, aware of her presence. The path before her was not a well-defined trail, but rather a winding, twisting route that seemed to appear and disappear at will. Some parts of the path were clear, while others were hidden beneath a soft carpet of moss and fallen leaves. The more Lena walked, the more she realized that the forest was not a place to be navigated with logic. It was a place that required the heart to guide the way. She glanced down at the glowing leaf in her hand. It seemed to pulse with warmth, and as she held it, she felt a gentle tug in a particular direction. Following this subtle pull, Lena continued forward, her steps light and unhurried, as if the forest itself was encouraging her to move at her own pace. The deeper she ventured, the more the world around her seemed to shift. The trees became more intricate, their trunks twisted into fantastical shapes. Some of the branches above her arched like graceful bridges, while others reached out like delicate hands, inviting her to follow their path. As Lena walked, she could hear the faintest of sounds, soft whispers carried on the wind, the distant calls of birds she had never heard before, and the gentle rustling of leaves underfoot. The forest was alive with its own secret rhythm, and it felt as though every part of it was breathing in harmony. Soon, the path ahead narrowed, and the trees grew denser, their roots twisting above the ground in elaborate patterns. Lena hesitated for a moment, but the leaf in her hand pulsed gently, urging her forward. She stepped carefully between the roots, her feet barely making a sound on the soft earth. In the distance, she noticed a soft glow, like a lantern flickering just beyond the trees. Intrigued, the moment she made contact, a soft, melodic sound filled the air. The flower hummed like a distant bell, a sound so gentle and calming that Lena felt as if the very forest had paused to listen. The petals of the flower slowly unfurled, revealing a small, glowing stone nestled at its heart. The stone shimmered with an otherworldly light, its surface rippling like water. Lena couldn't help but feel drawn to it, as though it was calling to her. As she reached for the stone, the soft voice of the whispering tree echoed in her mind. "Lena," the tree whispered, its tone gentle but filled with a sense of importance. "This is the heartstone of the forest. It holds the magic that connects all living things within this enchanted world. But be careful, for it is not meant to be taken lightly." Lena paused, her hand hovering just above the heartstone. She felt the weight of the tree's warning in her chest, but the pull to touch it was overwhelming. She could sense the stone's power, an ancient magic that seemed to echo through the very fabric of the forest. After a moment of hesitation, Lena closed her eyes and gently touched the heartstone. The moment her fingers made contact, a rush of warmth filled her being. The light from the stone expanded, surrounding her in a soft, golden glow. She felt her senses heighten. The sounds of the forest became sharper, the scent of the flowers more fragrant, and the very air around her seemed to pulse with life. The ground beneath her feet vibrated softly, and for a moment, Lena felt as though she was part of the forest itself, its roots, its trees, its whispers. She could feel the pulse of the heartstone deep within her, a connection to the magic of the forest that ran through her veins. But just as quickly as it had come, the sensation faded, and the glow of the heartstone dimmed. Lena stepped back, her hand still hovering in the air where the stone had been. The clearing returned to its peaceful state, and the flower's petals closed once more, as if the magic had been sealed away again. A voice, soft and forest, holding a power greater than anything she could have imagined. But she also felt something else. Peace. The forest had accepted her, and she knew that her journey was just beginning. With a deep breath, Lena nodded. "I'm ready," she said softly, her voice full of determination. The whispering tree rustled its branches in approval, and the forest around her seemed to sigh in contentment. "Then, Lena," the tree whispered, "the journey ahead will reveal the truth of your heart, and you will learn what it means to be part of the enchanted forest." With the heartstone's magic now within her, Lena turned and continued on her path, the soft glow of the leaf still guiding her through the forest. The journey ahead was uncertain, but she knew that she was not alone. The forest was with her, its whispers gently guiding her every step of the way. The deeper Lena ventured into the enchanted forest, the more the world around her seemed to shimmer with magic. The trees grew taller, and their trunks wider, their branches intertwining to form a canopy so thick that it blocked out most of the sunlight. Yet, in this quiet darkness, the forest felt peaceful, like a place where time itself slowed down, allowing every moment to stretch out with serenity. The golden leaf in her hand still pulsed gently with warmth, as if it were a living thing, guiding her forward. She felt a sense of calm in her heart, and although she didn't know where the path would lead, Lena knew with certainty that she was exactly where she was meant to be. The forest was no longer a mystery. It was a world of whispers and dreams, and she was part of it. The further she walked, the quieter the forest became, until even the soft rustling of the leaves faded into a hushed stillness. There was something different about this part of the forest. A sense of anticipation hung in the air, as though the trees themselves were holding their breath. Then, ahead of her, she spotted a faint glow. Curious, Lena quickened her pace, her heart thumping in her chest. As she neared the glow, she found herself standing at the edge of a wide, moonlit lake. The water was still, its surface reflecting the silver light of the moon above, and the gentle ripple of the water seemed to hum with quiet energy. At the center of the lake, there was a large stone, half submerged in the water, with an elegant figure standing atop it. It was a being unlike anything Lena had ever seen. A graceful creature with long, flowing hair that shimmered like the stars, and eyes that glowed with an ethereal light. The creature's skin seemed to shimmer, as though it were made of the very moonlight itself. Lena's breath caught in her throat. The being was so beautiful, so otherworldly, that it seemed to belong to the world of dreams, rather than the waking one. The creature's gaze turned toward her, and for a moment, their eyes locked. In that moment, Lena felt as though she were seen in a way. Creature replied, "My name is Nyx. I watch over the waters, protecting the flow of magic that connects all things in the Enchanted Forest. And now, it seems, you are ready to learn what lies beneath the surface." Nyx gestured to the still waters of the lake, her hand sweeping across the surface as if calling forth the magic within. As she did, the lake's surface rippled gently, and something began to emerge from the depths. Lena stepped closer, her heart pounding with excitement and a touch of trepidation. From the water, a small boat made of shimmering silver rose, gliding silently across the surface. It was delicate and graceful, as though it were crafted from the very essence of the lake itself. The boat stopped just in front of Lena, its soft glow reflecting in her wide, wondering eyes. "Come," Nyx said, her voice like a soft breeze. "It is time to see what lies beneath the surface, to understand the flow of magic that connects all life in this enchanted world." Lena hesitated for a moment. She had heard stories of the moonlit lake, of the mysterious creatures who lived in its depths, but she had never imagined that she would be standing on its shores, invited by a being so powerful and ancient. But the glow of the boat called to her, and she felt a deep, unspoken pull to follow Nyx's invitation. With a steady breath, Lena stepped into the boat. As soon as her feet touched the soft surface of the boat, the vessel glided forward, moving without a sound. The water beneath them shimmered as the boat passed, revealing glimpses of strange underwater creatures, fish with glowing scales, plants that swayed with the rhythm of the currents, and even the faint outline of what looked like a submerged city, its towers made of coral and stone. "Everything in this world is connected," Nyx explained, her voice serene. "The trees, the water, the creatures, the stars. All are woven together by the magic that flows through them. It is a magic older than time itself, and it is what makes the enchanted boat slowed as they neared the center of the lake where the water seemed to glow even brighter." Nyx smiled, her eyes filled with ancient knowledge. "You are ready, Lena," she said, her voice filled with gentle assurance. "The magic of the lake is now within you. When you are ready, you will hear the whispers of the forest more clearly, and with that knowledge, you will guide the forest back to its true path." Lena looked at Nyx, her heart full of gratitude and wonder. She had come to this place seeking answers, but what she had found was something far greater, a connection to the heart of the enchanted forest, to its magic, and to the deeper, hidden parts of herself. And as the boat came to a stop at the center of the lake, Lena knew that her journey had only just begun. As the boat gently rocked to a stop on the shimmering waters of the moonlit lake, Lena felt an unfamiliar stillness descend upon her. The world seemed to hold its breath, as though waiting for something important to unfold. Nyx, the guardian of the moonlit lake, stood beside her, her ethereal presence casting a soft glow upon the water. Her silver hair shimmered in the moonlight, blending seamlessly with the magical ambience of the lake. Lena's heart fluttered in her chest as she gazed at Nyx, unsure of what would happen next. She had felt the power of the Heartstone within her, and now the magic of the lake seemed to flow through her veins. It was as if the very fabric of the forest had wrapped itself around her, drawing her into a deeper connection with the enchanted world. "You have felt the magic of the lake, Lena," Nyx said softly, her voice like a breeze through the trees. "But there is more. The magic of the forest is not just in the water, or in the Heartstone, or even in the trees. It is in the wind, the whispers that dance through the leaves, the songs of the birds. All of it is connected." Lena nodded, feeling a deep understanding stir within her. She had always known there was more to the world than what met the eye, but now she felt it, an invisible thread that bound everything together, a gentle, guiding force that whispered on the wind. Nyx turned to face the open sky, her eyes closing as she seemed to listen to the soft murmur of the breeze. "The wind is the messenger of the forest," she continued. "It carries the stories of the past, the hopes for the future, and the dreams of the forest itself. Those who listen closely can hear the song of the wind, a melody of hope, renewal, and balance." Lena followed Nyx's gaze and closed her own eyes, focusing on the gentle breeze that tousled her hair. The air was cool and refreshing, carrying the sweet scent of blossoms from far-off meadows. There was a soft rustling, the sound of leaves dancing in harmony with the wind, but it was more than just sound. It was a feeling, a vibration that seemed to resonate to her. She could feel it in her bones, the delicate harmony that flowed through the wind, the pulse of life that beat within every leaf, every flower, every living thing. The song was calming, like a lullaby that spoke directly to her soul, offering a sense of peace that she had never known before. As the wind continued its song, Lena felt something shift within her. She felt her connection to the forest deepen, her understanding of its magic growing clearer with each passing moment. She could feel the wind in her hair, the leaves beneath her feet, the gentle pulse of the Heartstone still resting in her chest. The forest was alive and she was a part of it. "I can hear it," Lena whispered, her voice filled with wonder. "The song of the wind. It's beautiful." Nyx smiled, her expression soft and knowing. "Yes, Lena, the wind speaks to those who are willing to listen, and now that you have heard its song, you will begin to understand the language of the forest. The whispers that have always been there, waiting for you to hear them. The magic is in the air, in the ground, in every living thing, and it is now a part of you." Lena looked at Nyx, her eyes filled with a new understanding. She had come to the forest seeking answers, but now she felt as though she had found something deeper, an ancient magic that lived not just in the Heartstone or the whispering tree, but in every breath she took, in every step she made. "Thank you," Lena said softly, her voice filled with gratitude. "Thank you for helping me hear it." Nyx nodded, her gaze distant yet kind. "You are ready, Lena. The wind will guide you when you need it. When the time comes, you will understand what it means to carry the magic of the forest within you." With that, Nyx extended her hand toward Lena, her silver fingers glowing softly. "Come," she said. "It is time to leave the lake behind and continue your journey. The forest has much more to show you, and there are lessons yet to be learned." Lena nodded, feeling a sense of calm wash over her. The wind still sang its melody around them. Lena walked steadily through the forest, the soft rustling of the leaves above her guiding her path. The magic of the enchanted forest felt deeper now, as though it flowed through the air like a hidden current. Every step she took seemed to echo with the whispers of the wind, and the Heartstone in her chest pulsed in time with the rhythm of the world around her. As she moved forward, the forest grew even more wondrous. The trees, their trunks twisted and gnarled with age, began to shimmer with a faint golden glow. Flowers of every colour imaginable bloomed at her feet, their petals glowing softly in the dappled light. The air was thick with the scent of honey and jasmine, and every breath Lena took felt like a blessing. a connection to the world she was now part of. Her journey had already led her through so much, meeting the whispering tree, feeling the power of the heartstone, hearing the wind's song, and now she was ready for whatever lay ahead. Yet, despite her sense of calm, a part of her still wondered, what exactly was her purpose here? What role did the forest expect her to play? As though in answer to her unspoken question, a sudden breeze swept through the forest, carrying a soft, melodic hum. The wind swirled around her, lifting her hair gently as it whispered to her once again. "Follow the path," it said, its voice like a soft caress. "The bridge between worlds awaits you." Lena's eyes widened. A bridge? Between worlds? The breeze grew stronger, urging her forward. She followed its guidance, her heart filled with curiosity and wonder. The trees ahead began to open, forming a natural archway that beckoned her to step through. As she passed beneath the arch, she noticed that the atmosphere seemed to change. The air was cooler here, and the forest grew quieter, as though it were holding its breath. In the distance she could see it, a bridge shimmering with a faint silvery light. It arced gracefully over a wide, mist-covered river, its stone pillars glowing with an ethereal radiance. The bridge was unlike anything Lena had ever. "You may return when your heart is ready. But know this, the journey across this bridge will change you. It will awaken something deep within you, something that has always been there, waiting to be discovered." Lena took a deep breath, steadying herself. The world around her seemed to shimmer as if in response to her thoughts, and she felt a pull, a magnetic force drawing her forward. She stepped onto the bridge, the stone cool beneath her feet. The moment her foot touched the first step, the air around her shimmered, and the mist below the bridge swirled like a dream coming to life. With each step she took, Lena felt the world around her blur, the line between the waking world and the realm of dreams growing thinner. The air grew heavier, filled with the scent of lavender and ancient earth, and the soft whispers of the forest surrounded her, as if the trees themselves were watching over her as she walked. The bridge stretched on before her, its glowing pillars fading into the mist. Lena felt as if she were walking through the very heart of the forest, through the soul of the world itself. Each step brought her deeper into the magic of the forest, into the mysteries that had always been just out of reach. As she reached the center of the bridge, something remarkable happened. The mist parted before her, and she saw it, an expansive landscape that stretched out into the distance. It was a world of dreams, a place where the impossible became possible. There were towering trees that reached up to the sky, their branches woven with threads of light. Flowers that glowed like stars dotted the landscape, their petals shimmering in the soft glow of the moon. In the distance, Lena could see vast fields of crystal grass that seemed to hum with energy, and rivers that sparkled with a light that was both familiar and otherworldly. The world before her was beautiful, but it was also strange, a place where reality and imagination blended together seamlessly. Lena felt a sense of wonder and peace, but also a deep understanding. This was the world of dreams, of magic, of balance, of everything that the Enchanted Forest represented. Welcome, Lena, the mysteries that awaited her. The forest had chosen her, and now she was ready to follow the path that would lead her to the heart of the magic. As Lena stepped into the world beyond the bridge, the mist surrounding her parted gently, revealing a new part of the Enchanted Forest, a place that felt like the very core of the forest itself. This was no ordinary part of the forest. This was the forest of forgotten wishes. The air here was different, charged with a strange yet peaceful energy that seemed to hum with every breath she took. The trees around her were tall and slender, their trunks glistening with a silvery glow, like the moonlight itself had settled upon their bark. Their branches twisted and turned in elegant patterns, each one carrying leaves that shimmered like fragments of stars. As Lena walked deeper into the forest, she noticed that the ground beneath her feet was soft, like stepping onto a bed of moss covered with delicate petals. The air smelled of honey and lavender, the scent of hope and dreams that had once been wished upon, forgotten, and now rediscovered. It was as though the forest itself held memories of lost dreams, of wishes that had been whispered under moonlight, promises made that had been left unfulfilled. The trees around her seemed to glow brighter as she moved, and she could hear soft whispers in the wind, almost like the murmurs of the dreams themselves. They were calling to her, as if they recognized her presence. Lena's heart raced with excitement and wonder. This place felt ancient, like it had been waiting for her to arrive. Suddenly, the path ahead of her forked into two directions, one leading toward a clearing filled with sparkling lights, and the other veering into a dense grove of trees where the shadows seemed darker, deeper. Lena paused, unsure of which path to take. The forest offers choices, a voice whispered from the trees, soft and gentle. But not all paths are meant for every traveller. Trust your heart, for it knows the way. Lena stood still for a moment, feeling the pull of both paths. The clearing with its sparkling lights called to her with a promise of wonder, while the darker grove seemed to hold a mystery, something deeper and more hidden. She closed her eyes and breathed deeply, allowing her heart to guide her. After a moment, she stepped forward. Centuries of time, but it still radiated a sense of purpose and significance. Lena approached the archway slowly, her breath catching in her throat. She could feel the magic of the arch, the power it held. It was as though the wishes and dreams of countless beings had passed through it over the ages. This was no ordinary arch. It was a gateway, a portal between the worlds of dreams and reality. Without hesitation, Lena stepped toward the archway. As she passed beneath the arch, the air around her seemed to hum, and for a moment, the world blurred. She felt herself suspended between two realms, one foot still in the forest, and the other stepping into a new world. The air felt thicker here, charged with energy, as if she had crossed into the heart of the forest's deepest magic. The mist parted, revealing a lush, dreamlike landscape beyond the archway. It was a world of forgotten wishes, of long-lost dreams that had been left behind. Here, everything felt alive with possibility, as though anything could come true. Lena stood at the threshold, feeling the weight of the world's unspoken dreams pressing gently against her heart. The air sparkled with magic, and the ground beneath her feet seemed to hum with life, as if the very earth was waiting for her to unlock its secrets. In the distance, Lena saw the faint outline of what appeared to be an enormous tree, his roots sprawling out across the land like veins, and its branches reaching up into the sky, cradling stars within them. The voice of Nyx, the guardian of the moonlit lake, echoed in her mind, soft but clear. "Everything you see here is woven from the fabric of dreams, Lena," Nyx's voice said, a sense of warmth and wisdom in her words. "The forest of forgotten wishes holds the memories of what was once hoped for, what was once dreamed of but never realized. These dreams have been left behind, waiting to be rekindled." Lena's heart fluttered as she gazed at the dream world before her. This place was both beautiful and haunting, a realm of lost potential that's dreams, its shape constantly shifting, but there was no doubt that this figure was waiting for her. "Who are you?" Lena asked, her voice trembling with curiosity and wonder. The figure spoke in a voice that was both ancient and timeless, its words like a dream whispered through time. "I am the Dream Keeper," the figure said, its form beginning to take shape before her. "I hold the dreams that have been forgotten, the wishes that were once left behind. I am the keeper of the forest's unspoken hopes." Lena took a step closer, her heart full of questions. "What do you want me to do?" The Dreamkeeper's eyes glowed softly, filled with both mystery and understanding. "The dreams are ready to be remembered, Lena, but only you can awaken them. The forest has chosen you to rekindle the forgotten wishes of the world, to help them come to life once more." Lena nodded, feeling the weight of the task but also a deep sense of purpose. She knew now why she was here. The journey ahead would not be easy, but she was ready. The Dreamkeeper stepped back, and as they did, the world around them shimmered, the possibilities of dreams unfolding before her eyes. "Step forward, Lena," the Dreamkeeper said softly. "It is time to awaken the dreams of the world." Lena stood before the Dreamkeeper, her heart pounding with both excitement and trepidation. The weight of the Dreamkeeper's words hung in the air, a responsibility so vast, yet deeply connected to her own journey. The forest had chosen her, not just to witness the magic, but to awaken it, to bring life back to the forgotten wishes that lay dormant in this dream realm. The Dreamkeeper's figure shimmered, ethereal and ghostly, its form flickering like a candle flame caught in a breeze. The air was thick with the scent of wildflowers and something sweetly unfamiliar, as if the very essence of forgotten dreams was alive, waiting to be reawakened. "How do I awaken them?" Lena asked, her voice barely above a whisper, as if speaking too loudly might disturb the fragile peace of the dream world. The Dreamkeeper extended a hand, and as they did, the forest responded, the earth beneath Lena's feet pulsing gently. A soft, shimmering light began to emanate from the Dreamkeeper's fingers, filling the air with a soft, calming glow. "You must first listen, Lena. The dreams have been waiting, and they have their own song. You must hear it in the quiet of your heart." Lena looked around. The forest before her seemed to be alive with a soft, rhythmic hum, almost imperceptible, yet undeniably there. The leaves rustled in a delicate harmony, the wind whispered through the branches like a distant lullaby, and the ground beneath her feet seemed to pulse with the rhythm of an ancient heart. It was the song of the forest, the song of forgotten dreams, and it was calling to her. She closed her eyes, taking a deep breath. The air was cool and still, and the world around her faded into a soft blur. She focused on the hum of the forest, letting it flow through her, feeling the vibrations deep in her chest. There it was, the melody, the song of dreams both old and new, waiting to be heard. The sound was soft, like the rustling of leaves in the wind, like the distant call of a bird singing in the early morning light. But there was something more to it, something ancient, something powerful, something that a forest seemed to respond. The wind picked up, rustling the leaves, and the trees around her began to sway as if moving in time with the song. The light around her grew brighter, filling the clearing with a soft, golden glow. Lena closed her eyes again, letting the magic of the forest flow through her. She could feel the dreams, each one a small, flickering light within her chest. With every breath, she let them grow brighter, stronger, until they began to pulse with their own energy, like tiny stars that had been born from the quiet wishes of the past. She whispered a quiet prayer to herself, asking for the courage to see this through. The forest had chosen her, and she was ready to help these forgotten dreams take flight once more. As she exhaled, she opened her eyes, and a wave of light erupted from her hands. It was gentle at first, like the first rays of dawn, soft and warm, but it grew, spreading outward in ripples of golden light. The dreams that had been locked away for so long began to shimmer, glowing softly as they rose from the ground and swirled around her like fireflies in the night. The world around her seemed to shift, and the sky above transformed. The stars glistened more brightly, casting their soft glow over the landscape. The dreams, now alive with energy, danced through the air, flowing like a river of light, like a breath of hope carried on the wind. Each dream found its place, taking root in the forest, in the hearts of those who would one day walk through this magical world. Lena stood at the center of it all, her heart swelling with joy and fulfillment. The forest had come alive with the energy of the dreams, and in that moment she understood her purpose. She was the bridge, the connection between the forgotten dreams and the world where they could finally come true. The Dreamkeeper watched her with quiet admiration, their form glowing brighter with each passing moment. "You have done it, Lena," they said softly. "You have awakened the dreams. The forest is now free to dream anew, to grow, to change, and to continue its journey. And so are you. Always find her way." And with that, Lena stepped forward, the golden light of the awakened dreams swirling around her like a protective cloak. The forest was alive, and so was she. Lena took a step forward, her feet light upon the soft earth of the enchanted forest, and as she moved, the ground beneath her seemed to shimmer with the magic that had awakened in the last moments. The forest around her was now fully alive in a way she had never experienced before. Every leaf, every branch, every blade of grass seemed to pulse with a new vitality, as though the very heart of the forest had been reborn. The light from the dreams that had been awakened continued to glow softly in the air, lingering like tiny stars scattered across the sky. It was a light that was soft and gentle, like a promise, one that spoke of hope, of renewal, of possibilities that lay ahead. And as Lena walked deeper into the forest, she felt a profound sense of peace settle over her. She was part of this magic now, and the forest was part of her. The Dreamkeeper's presence remained with her, though they had faded into the shadows, watching over her from afar. But Lena knew that she was not alone. The forest, the wishes, the magic, everything was connected, woven together in an intricate tapestry that extended far beyond what her eyes could see. As she walked, Lena's mind drifted back to the words of Nyx, the guardian of the moonlit lake. The forest is not just a place of magic. It is a living, breathing world, filled with stories that have yet to be told. And now, Lena realized, she was a part of those stories. Her path continued through the forest, the trees growing denser around her. The leaves overhead rustled softly, their movement like a quiet conversation, as if they too were sharing their stories. The sunlight filtered through the branches, casting dappled patterns on the ground, where wildflowers bloomed in soft clusters of lavender and gold. In the distance, Lena spotted something unusual. A narrow path cut through the dense thicket, and though it was faint, there was a distinct glow at its end, a soft, inviting light that seemed to pulse with a steady rhythm. It beckoned her, pulling her toward it, and Lena felt a gentle, quiet curiosity rise within her. Brushed against the tree's bark, she felt a rush of warmth, as though the tree itself was alive with stories, memories, and wisdom older than time. And then the tree spoke, not aloud but within her mind, in a voice both soft and powerful. "Welcome, child of the forest," it said, the words flowing like a gentle current. "I am the tree of renewal, and I hold the power of the past, the present, and the future. The magic that you awakened flows through me as well, for I am the keeper of the cycles of life, of birth, growth, and rebirth." Lena stood still, absorbing the weight of the tree's words. She felt a deep connection to it, a recognition, as though she too were part of the cycle it spoke of. "You have awakened the dreams of the forest," the tree continued, its voice a soothing murmur in her mind. "But there is more to be done. You must understand the delicate balance of this world, the way in which the dreams of the past and the future intertwine. You are the bridge between them, Lena. Your journey is not just to awaken the dreams, but to help them grow and flourish." Lena nodded, feeling a sense of purpose rise within her. She had always known that the forest was not just a place of beauty and magic, but a place of balance. A living world where every element, every creature, every whisper of wind played a part in maintaining harmony. "But how can I help them grow?" Lena asked, her voice soft with uncertainty. The tree of renewal's branches swayed gently, and a soft breeze whispered through the clearing, carrying with it the scent of earth and the promise of new beginnings. "You must tend to the dreams as you would tend to a garden," the tree explained. "Nurture them with your heart, listen to their needs, and understand that growth takes time. The dreams you have awakened are like seeds planted in fertile soil. With care, they will bloom into something beautiful, something that will bring harmony to this world and to all who walk within it." Lena closed her eyes, absorbing the wisdom that the tree had beginning to awaken, and there was still much to learn, to experience, and to understand. With a deep breath, she stepped away from the tree of renewal, ready to continue her journey. The forest around her seemed to part, opening up a new path, one that shimmered with the promise of discovery. And so, with the whispers of the forest guiding her and the dreams of the world carried in her heart, Lena continued her journey, knowing that she was exactly where she was meant to be. Lena continued her journey through the Enchanted Forest, the soft glow of the dreams she had awakened still illuminating her path. The forest had changed since she first entered it. Its magic was now more vibrant, more alive. The trees whispered louder, their songs full of warmth and understanding, and the air seemed to hum with the promise of discovery. As she walked, Lena felt an overwhelming sense of peace, as though the weight of the world had been lifted from her shoulders. The dreams were no longer forgotten or dormant. They had come to life, breathing with the forest, guiding it forward. But there was still so much more to learn, so many more layers of the Enchanted Forest to uncover. It was a world full of mysteries waiting to be revealed. Eventually, the forest began to shift again. The trees grew taller and more scattered, their trunks becoming gnarled and twisted with age. The path beneath Lena's feet grew rougher, as though the forest itself was leading her into the unknown. And then in the distance, she saw something new, a cluster of glowing lights in the sky, far above the treetops. They shimmered like stars, yet they were much closer, floating just out of reach, as though they were suspended between two worlds. Lena's heart skipped a beat. She had never seen anything like it before. Driven by curiosity, she began walking toward the glowing lights. With every step, the air grew more charged, filled with a soft ethereal hum that seemed to vibrate through her very bones. The forest grew quieter, the rustling leaves softening as she moved closer to the source of the lights. It was as if the forest itself were holding its breath in anticipation. When Lena reached the edge of the clearing, she stopped. The lights in the sky flickered like distant stars, but now she could see them more clearly. They weren't just lights, they were beings, radiant and shimmering, floating gently among the trees. Each one was delicate, like a tiny star come to life, with wings made of light, their forms glowing softly with an inner warmth. They were the dreaming stars, Lena realized, beings of light and energy that had once drifted between the realms of dreams and reality, now drawn into whispered the dreams into existence. "You have awakened the dreams of the forest," a voice spoke, soft and musical, emanating from the dreaming star. "Now, you must understand that the magic of the forest is not just in its waking world. It lives in the stars, in the unseen realms, and in the dreams that shape the future." Lena's heart raced. "What do you mean? What do I need to do?" The dreaming star shimmered softly, its light flickering like a pulse of energy. "The forest is a place of dreams and wishes, but the world beyond the forest, the waking world, must also be part of the dream. You, Lena, have awakened the magic of the forest, but it is not meant to stay here alone. It must flow into the world beyond, where dreams and wishes are still waiting to be realized." Lena's eyes widened with understanding. The forest, the dreams, the wishes, everything she had awakened had a purpose beyond the enchanted forest. It was meant to change the world, to reach beyond the boundaries of this magical realm and touch the hearts of all who lived outside it. "You must carry the magic with you," the dreaming star continued. "When you leave the forest, the dreams will go with you. They will guide your steps, and in time, they will awaken the hearts of others. You are the bridge between the waking world and the world of dreams, Lena. It is your task to share the magic and help others remember the dreams they have forgotten." Lena felt a deep sense of responsibility settle over her. She had already witnessed the power of the dreams within the forest, the way they could bring peace, renewal, and hope. Now, she was being asked to carry that power into the world beyond, to let the magic flow into the waking world, to awaken the forgotten dreams of those who had lost their way. "I will," Lena said, her voice steady and full of resolve. "I will carry the dreams with me and help others remember them." The dreaming star flickered in approval, its light growing brighter for a moment. "You have learned well, Lena. The forest is proud of you, and the whispers, its dreams, its magic. But the world beyond needed her too." And as Lena continued her journey, the light of the dreams she had awakened would guide her every step. The path ahead was uncertain, but one thing was clear. Lena was ready to walk it. Lena walked steadily through the enchanted forest, her heart now filled with a new sense of purpose. The dreaming stars had ascended into the night sky, leaving behind only the faintest trail of stardust, and a deep sense of awe in her chest. The forest around her seemed to hum with a soft, gentle energy, as though everything, every leaf, every tree, every whisper of wind, was alive with the magic that she had helped awaken. The path before her was still familiar, yet different somehow. The trees no longer loomed as giants, but instead felt like quiet companions, gently guiding her forward. The air smelled richer, as though the very earth beneath her feet was breathing alongside her. Lena's journey had brought her to the heart of this magical world, and now it was time to take that magic with her. She passed the familiar clearing where the tree of renewal had shared its wisdom, and a wave of warmth washed over her. The ancient tree's presence lingered, like an embrace, reminding her that the magic of the forest would never truly leave her. It was inside her now, in her heart, in her soul. Her hand instinctively moved to her chest, where the heartstone still rested. The stone was cool to the touch, but pulsed softly in time with her heartbeat, a constant reminder of the deep connection between herself and the forest. It had once felt like an external source of power, something separate from her, but now it was an extension of herself, a part of her being. "You are the keeper now," the soft voice of the dreamkeeper echoed in her mind. "The heartstone carries the magic of the forest within you. It will guide you when you are lost, and help you share the dreams of the world." Lena paused, her gaze lifting to the starry sky above. The light of the dreaming stars still lingered in her heart, and she knew now that her task was not to keep the magic hidden away in the forest. The world beyond needed her to carry it, to share it, and to help others remember their forgotten dreams. With a steadying breath, Lena began walking once more. This time, the air around her seemed to shimmer with the promise of something new, something unknown. As she climbed the hill, the landscape before her unfolded in ways she had never seen before. The enchanted forest stretched out below her, its canopies of trees and shimmering lights dancing in the soft glow of the twilight. At the top of the hill, Lena reached a plateau, a tranquil, quiet place that seemed suspended between the earth and the sky. In the center of this plateau stood a stone pedestal, smooth and ancient, its surface weathered by time. The pedestal was bathed in a soft golden light, and resting upon it was a stone basin, carved from the same stone as the pedestal. Lena approached the pedestal slowly, the weight of the moment pressing gently against her chest. She knew in her heart that this was the place where the forest's magic would truly become a part of the waking world. The heartstone, which had been nestled within her chest, seemed to glow softly in response, a faint pulse that matched the rhythm of her heart. Lena reached out and placed the heartstone into the stone basin. The moment her fingers made contact, a surge of energy rushed through her. The air crackled with magic, and the earth beneath her feet seemed to hum with life. The basin glowed brighter, the light expanding outward like a ripple across a pond. And as the light expanded, it touched the sky above, casting a brilliant glow that bathed the world in a soft golden radiance. For a moment, time seemed to stretch and bend, and Lena felt herself suspended between two worlds, the world of the enchanted forest and the world beyond. The heartstone pulsed within the basin, its magic flowing through the land, carried on the winds that stirred the leaves around her. The dreams that had been awakened in the forest began to reach outward, touching the farthest corners of the world, reminding it of the dreams and wishes that had been forgotten. Lena closed her eyes, a sense of peace washing over her. She had done it. The forest's magic, the dreams, the wishes, the connection, it was no longer confined to the enchanted forest. It had flowed into the world beyond, carrying with it the hill, the golden light of the dreams now guiding her steps. She was ready to carry the forest's magic into the world and help others remember the dreams they had long forgotten. The journey ahead was vast, but Lena knew that she was no longer just a wanderer in the enchanted forest. She was its guardian, its messenger, its bridge to the world, and with that, Lena stepped forward into the world beyond, knowing that the magic of the enchanted forest would always be with her, waiting, like the whispers of the wind, to guide her steps.